Radio.
If you like pina coladas.
On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, welcome into Little Sports 56 Happy Hour, and I'm so blessed to be here with y'all. I'm happy I got my good buddy Gabe Kuhn. It is Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio, G Kuhn. And by the way, it's G_Kuhn71 on Twitter, folks. Plus, I'm Johnny_Radio, and you know I'm John Harden. You know he's Gabe Kuhn, and we're going to get to the leadoff here very soon. And by the way, I got to say one thing. The leadoff has become, I think, must listen to radio. I think we should start posting the leadoff. Gabe has some hardcore questions. He don't play no games with me. He doesn't hold anything back. He's been asking some hard-hitting ones, and I got to say one thing. I respect his questions so much. Hell, I brought in a book today, The Spirituality of Imperfection. But anyway, we'll talk more about that. We'll talk about what's going on with MLB, 30 different places, hot spots, COVID-19. We'll talk about Ian Desmond, his work, his voice, and what he said. And he's one of the players who's jumped on on something that I don't think is like bad, if you know what I mean. We got 3 Pelican players. I don't know if you've heard lately have tested positive. We got odds for the, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Trailblazers, Kings, and all that stuff to make the postseason. When you see this stuff happen with COVID-19, got to say, I think you need to place a bet on the Grizzlies right now. Harris English. Y'all should know Harris English. He's the 5th PGA Tour player to test positive of the COVID-19 disease that I know. And again, I already told you about the other day, Ryan Zimmerman. I told you about Ian Desmond a little bit. I mentioned John Ross and Mike Leake. But Ian Desmond came out today and dropped some information that was important. It was eye-opening, and damn it was just straight up honest. I know it's going to be hard for some people to hear because the truth for some reason hurts. But again, I'm going to tell you, and I've said this for a million times, the faster that we realize that we are all the same, that if you cut me or I cut Gabe or I cut CJ or I cut, Greg, even though he's from Jersey, we all bleed the same. We all want the same thing. We all hurt. We want help for our children. And we all, deadgummit, need each other. And the sooner we figure that out, deadgummit, the sooner we can get past some of the craziness that's going on.
What's happening, man?
Dude,
well?
I don't know. I really don't. But
I had to mention also the Ivy League.
I have The Spirituality of Imperfection, a book that I read this weekend, and I'm reading it again for a second time. It's a great one. And by the way, I know you don't even know this, but since I can read now, I like to read.
What, you couldn't read before?
Man, you know I told you
Well,
this.
yeah,
it was like a 5th grade before I could read read.
You heard about the Ivy League, though, as well, as far as coronavirus goes, right?
Dude, yes, I have.
They're pondering options. And one of them is a 7-game season that starts in September. The other
I don't like that.
is foregoing the entire fall in favor
It's better.
of a 7-game season
It's
that
better
would
than
begin
a
in
7-game
April.
season, yo.
And, well, it'd still be a 7-game season.
What I'm saying, though,
It would begin in April and
I just say
end in
don't
May,
do it.
though. And end in May.
Yeah.
But it's kind of freaky because they were the one, when the NCAA tournament rolled around last time, that sort of got the ball rolling on canceling tournaments and otherwise. So it's got to freak you out a little bit.
I think everything right now, and I'm going to be as honest as I can be, as much as I love sports, the thing that's heartbreaking, and probably the reason I'm reading as many books as I am, is I can't go home and watch the news. My girlfriend knows that I'll be a jerk. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. I'll get all depressed. I'll start watching and believing all this stuff. I'll get locked. I'll get loaded. I'll get insane. So it's just better for me to walk my dogs, read a book, try to do my best to be happy, and find some things that are going on. And one of the things that I always find is I am a sports guy, so I stay away from the major, what are they, the news organization. I don't go there. But I do go to places also like Bro Bible. And it's horrible and it's funny, and they make fun of every single type of thing in this world. But then I listened to Ian Desmond and what he said about the inside of a locker room. And I talked with Russell Copeland, who's going to join me tomorrow at 1:30, and he talked about how, damn it, that wouldn't... Anyway, we'll talk about that with Russell tomorrow. But this is something I'm going to talk about that I find fascinating. There's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a difference between Ryan Zimmerman. There is a difference between John Ross. There is a difference between Mike Leake. There are differences between certain players that are sitting out. And then there's a huge difference in Ian Desmond's reason. And I'm going to definitely talk about this because Gabe Kuhn is a bad mamma jamma. He's going to bring this up. I got a Fay Vincent. If you don't know who Fay Vincent is, or you don't remember the commissioner of baseball, it's okay. But he has some words that I'm actually going to say because I read a book of his, and then I've also found that The Spirituality of Perfection quoted him in this book. And I'm starting to think to myself, this man actually might have been a little deeper and a better man than a lot of us like to look at. Now, we know the Ivy League is pondering a 7-game conference schedule. We know that we're praying that we can get some NBA basketball. We know that J.R. Smith is going to be a Laker. We know we're praying that this bubble is going to deadgum work. But we also have to know that we got 30 different places in this country where teams are about to, in just 2 days, report to. And for me, I just realized how I understand Buster Only's 5% chance of getting rid, like this season fulfilled, and actually a 0% chance of crowning a champion. Because do you remember that day that I spent, 10 minutes reading all the rules?
Yeah.
They only apply when you're in the building.
I remember looking at you that day like, dude, just get
Just
through it,
up.
please. Like, who cares?
Well, dude, I thought it was like, dude, this is genius. It only applies while they're inside of inside of their own stadium. Like, so when they leave, it's like, yo,
it's a free-for-all.
Remember to do what Dr. Fauci said. Or, you know what I mean? Like, damn. But anyway, I got to tell you something. I'm going to have a great show. We have John Luke McCord. We have Hardwood because it feels so good. And we're going to have more fun than you can actually think of. But dadgummit, it is time for the leadoff.
We'll get to Ian Desmond last because I know you got a lot to say.
Yes, I do.
About my man Ian Desmond. Now, 2022 number one recruit Imani Bates committed yesterday. Did you get to see it?
Sure did.
To Michigan State. To Michigan State. Now, it was a very interesting quote, and we've seen a lot of these number one recruits either go G League route, maybe pro route. A lot of them have not been able to play in the NCAA tournament the past few years. But I want to read this quote.
James Wiseman.
I want to read this quote because I think this is very, very interesting. He's 2022, mind you, so this is sophomore going on junior year. He could reclassify. Who knows? But the quote was, when he committed, I'm not sure what the future may hold, but I do know as of right now, I'm committed to Michigan State University. Does that sound to you like a very confident commitment?
To be honest with you, that is horrible. I think he's thinking of Larry Nassar. I think he's thinking about the Tom Izzo BS quote that we're like floating around as some, I was ignorant and now, hey, by the way, Tom Izzo now just can see. He coached Zach Randolph, but now Tom Izzo can see. Dude, you are a control freak. You allowed Larry Nassar, because you were the most powerful person at Michigan State, more powerful than the president, more powerful than, oh my gosh, can I even joke about Michigan State football? Like, let's just, outside of Le'Veon Bell, what do you got from Michigan State? Brian Lewicki?
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. Good old Kirk.
Don't even do that. Don't do that. That makes me agitated because I don't like Kirk Cousins. That's the smartest idiot who drove a van for like 3 years and convinced people to give him $100 million because they're like, look how practical he is. He drives a minivan that's got 200,000 miles on it, and he's going to practice so much, and he's going to get you to the playoffs and lose. Kirk Cousins. Sorry. Michigan State is a joke. That, what he said, in my opinion, was basically, hey, I don't know why I did this. They put me in front of it, but in about a year, I'm going to say, what's up, G-League?
That's what I heard too, man. Are you kidding me? I'm not sure what the future may hold, but as of right now, this is not how commitments used to sound. This is the funny, like usually it's like, I want to play my college ball at Michigan State University. Dude, like there's like it's a commitment.
I'm a Spartan.
Now it's like, well, I mean, I'm going to be committed to Michigan State until I get a pro offer, until I get a G League offer.
To be honest with you, he's like, I don't want to have a Izzo Nassar just anything in my damn bio, to be honest with you. I don't know how Michigan State.
But I mean, he did commit to them. I mean, so there
but
is that.
I don't understand why he did that. But I almost think he did it just to basically say, "Damn it, y'all heard it. I'm going to the G League. Damn it."
Yeah, exactly. It just cracks me up what commitments at the college basketball have turned into. It's like, yeah, I'm committed until I get a better offer.
Until somebody else gives me more money.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, LSU, what are you doing?
Oh,
sorry.
Gosh. Fred VanVleet now. Time for some Fred VanVleet talk. And I thought this was a really good conversation. Me and you have been sort of outspoken about thinking that you can further the Black Lives Matter movement if you actually do play. And I think they said that they're going to put Black Lives Matter on the courts.
They're going to have also the opportunity to wear their own different names. Like you'd wear George Floyd on the back. You could wear anything
me and you,
on the back.
Being white men, it just, I don't know. It just looks like, and I think we agree with LeBron James and all these other guys saying
that you something that's easy too.
You could do well if you just go ahead and play. But Fred VanVleet actually added a little nuance, I think, to the conversation. He said, on the timing of the NBA restart, he said it sucks. It's terrible timing, but that's been 2020 for us. We all know the right thing to do is not play, to take a stand. Morally, yes, that makes sense. But life goes on. We're all young black guys. None of us want to give any money back. I don't think that we should. I think that money can be used in a number of different ways. This is not going to end this summer regardless or over the next couple of months. This issue, racial injustice, social injustice, police brutality, all these things are not ending anytime soon. That was part of my decision. But if the league or more of my guys would have come together and said we didn't want to play, I would have sat out as well. I wouldn't have even fought it. Now, again, I think this adds some nuance to the conversation, but what are your thoughts on it?
I thought about this question for a long time, and I'm going to be honest with you, Gabe, and I'm going to pray out there that I'm honest. I love all of you, and I want you to hear my words, and I want you to correct me, criticize me, praise me if you want to, make me blush. But I want you to hear me. 67129 is the text line. I want you to come back at me and tell me how you feel. 56JOIN is how you join the text line. Please. Or if you have to call the show, 901-360-8255. We can get into it after John Luke McCord. But I want to say Fred VanVleet. Fred, when he came out and said this, and he talked about it not ending anytime soon, was the thing, I guess, that I gravitated, like my gravitas was, I had to like pull out my emotion and say, dadgummit, I see, if they took off this year, it could have been like maybe a powerful statement. But you know what? The fact that they didn't try, for some reason, I just feel in my heart of heart, Fred, that and I'm talking about those who want to say that the NBA is wrong. Colin Kaepernick is wrong. Social injustice is BS. The Black Moves Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization like they had on the One America News
One
Network.
America News, yes.
So you know what I mean? Like, I think that all these things that happened, that where people were focused on Mullet Man Gundy, who was literally wearing a shirt that called Black Lives Matter a terrorist organization, where you had just all this civil unrest and all this stuff. And then do you want to know what would happen? Like, did you see the guy in Germantown, what they call him, Larry or something? Lloyd, you know, doing that. I just feel like the Lloyds out there would have won because it would have given him an opportunity to say, see. And I do understand Fred VanVleet, but I still do unequivocally believe that there is no more power, because we talk about just the United States. When I say y'all, and I talk about NBA players, when an NBA player goes out there and plays in these games, and you have Ja Morant, and you have LeBron James, and you have all these players from all over the country and all over the world, and they put something on the back of their jersey that says maybe George Floyd or social injustice or fairness or equality. Do you not think that these things are not going to be talked about just in this country, but all over the world? And plus, these games are showed now in 220 countries. I want you to think about what I just said. I just feel like I respect Fred VanVleet, and I understand where he's coming from. And I thought about this one hard, Gabe, and I could not agree with him. I thought about it, and I just don't agree, because I still think that there's not a more powerful platform than an athlete when he's a champion. Like, when you hold the Larry O'Brien Trophy or the Lombardi Trophy, or you are a World Series champion and you're holding that, you know what I'm saying? When you're a champion, all eyes on you. And you know what? People are going to listen. And if you want to make that statement of social justice, I just feel that gives you that gives you a global opportunity to make change. And again, he said this one thing: it's not ending anytime soon. So don't think that you should lay off your platform, because if you stop fighting, other people are going to feel disheartened. So get on your platform, Fred. Do what you do best. Make your money and say what you got to say. Because if you disappear, I hate to say it, you'll end up like the Los Angeles Dodgers player who just was arrested and nobody even cared about him, Mr. You know what I'm saying, Looney. Dude, anyway, I'm just saying. I just find it interesting. A very, very, very powerful platform.
There's a thought that you either have to play or you get rid of your platform. I think both of those things can coexist at the same time.
I think Colin Kaepernick did not, without what happened with George Floyd. If George Floyd wasn't murdered, Colin Kaepernick wouldn't be even talked about right now, and they would have forgot about him. He would have his $10 million. He would have done his Nike. And you know what? We wouldn't even be going any farther. But you know what? He was right. Police injustice is going to be caught.
And by the way, Colin Kaepernick, I want you to focus on the fact that the most powerful message he sent by kneeing at the national anthem was while they were playing. They had a game. Mm-hmm. So I think there's points to be made on both sides, no question, but I definitely lean to the side of playing will help you make a bigger statement. Now, Ian Desmond, I thought that you sent me this, and this is crazy.
I thought it was
he opted out of the season. He opted out of the season. Completely different reason than anybody else. Completely different than Mike Leake. Completely different than Ryan Zimmerman. He said, quote, "Think about it. Right now in baseball, we've got a labor war. We've got rampant individualism on the field. In clubhouses, we've got racist, sexist, homophobic jokes or flat-out problems. We've got cheating. We've got a minority issue from top down. 2 African-American managers, less than 8% black players, no black majority team owners. Perhaps most disheartening of all this is a puzzling lack of focus on understanding how to change those numbers, a lack of focus on making baseball accessible and possible for all kids, not just those who are privileged enough to afford it. If baseball is America's pastime, maybe it's never been a more fitting one than now," end quote. Is he on point with this comment?
Man, in all honesty, 100%. And this is what breaks my heart with everything that Ian Desmond said. And I don't have to read it because I've read it 100 times. He talks about basically baseball, which was America's game, they don't hide anything that they do. You go into a locker room, you got guys who separate themselves. You got guys who make so many homophobic slurs. You got guys who are sexist, racist, gambling, alcoholic, cheating on their wives, partying like rock stars, playing ball like all stars. And you've heard me say this, doing that thing like a porn star, or probably a porn star. Man, heck, I'm just telling you the truth. It's the truth of baseball. And it's a very weird thing because when I was young, I played football. What a different locker room football was. Baseball was so different. But I got to also say, though, this is the other thing Desmond is also bringing up, which you forget. He brings out about the blessed. I was a poor kid. We had Mapco, Mr. Pride. We had a liquor store on 3rd Street. Thank you, Jumpin' Jimmy. We had another logo. I remember all these people that would invest money on these little teams to help pay for us to travel across the country and play 70 games a year and go stay in hotels because I couldn't afford a bat or a damn glove. And when they bought those things for me, it meant the world to me. And that's another reason I keep thinking to myself is one of the reasons that I love baseball. And when my parents moved to Kentucky, I came and lived with my baseball coach during the summer because they didn't play anything but basketball in Kentucky, bro. And I wasn't the basketball guy.
I think the point he makes about baseball at this point basically being pay to play is very well taken.
It is.
It's what it is.
It is what it is, and this is where I brought this up. The billionaire owners, maybe I tweeted this out, they're smarter than us. 41% of people only recognize Mike Trout in the United States, yet he has the largest contract in all of sports. Did you see how much he's got guaranteed? $425 million. Do you think about that? Do you realize how much I just said? $400 million. $425 million is what Mike Trout's guaranteed to make. Mike Trout. And yet 41% of people in the United States can recognize him. Yet 98% of people recognize Tom Brady and LeBron James. 100 people, 100 out of 100, they did a 8,000 people test. Everybody recognized Michael Jordan. What I'm trying to say is baseball, they make their money. They get their players from the down south in Dominican Republic. Now they're shortening even their minor league systems. Their local market, TV. I mean, St. Louis, do you know how much money they make? They're already profitable before they sell a ticket to a person that comes in that gate. All that money is cash. And then I've already told you, every year, 80%. It's 79.6% of all revenue in the playoffs go to who? The 30 owners. I want you to think about what I just said. All of them, they get to split the playoff revenue. And then the players who win each division get to split the other little, 20.4%. And yes, it is nice if you win the World Series, you get an extra $150,000. That's cool. Think about it if you're the owner. Each owner is splitting this year, if you just did playoff baseball, each owner, 30 divided by, you can do this real quick, Gabe, or I'll do it. I got a calculator. It's very simple. It's $797 million is what the owners are going to get to split. $797 million. Divide that by 30. That is $26.5 million that each person is going to get just for playoff baseball. That's why they wanted a smaller season. That's why they wanted it at 50 games. They wanted to lower it because the players make all their money during the regular season. Owners make all their money in the damn playoffs. Ian Desmond also brought out the race issue, and what I'm talking about is that it's not just necessarily race, it's a poverty, and it shouldn't be that way. Why can't poor kids play baseball? Because, damn it is expensive. You got to have coaches. You got to have 17 kids on each team at least. You got to have fields that are mowed and cut. You got to have umpires. You got to have people who give a damn. And that's one of the things where baseball, that's why they go down to the Dominican Republic. That's why they go down to Puerto Rico. That's why they go down into South America and steal all these players. That's why that if you look at the guys who come from the United States, they look like Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer and Nolan Arenado and Bryce Harper and Mike Trout. Do you not know what I'm trying to say? They're all white dudes. Why? Because they had money. Think about this. Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper, and Joey Gallo played on the same damn Little League team. How many times have we heard things like this? And again, opportunity breeds opportunity. And if baseball doesn't wake up and give an opportunity to everybody, the game will never be as good and strong as it possibly can be. And right now, I agree 100% with what Ian Desmond said. I understand why he's staying at home. And again, also, to stay home and teach your kids about civil unrest and what's going on and the fear of what's going on in these times and the fact that you're also scared of COVID-19, how can you not respect a man like that?
I truly
He's putting up $5.6 million he would have been paid this year, saying no.
I'll leave it here. I just think when you look at baseball and its history and where we're at with baseball, it's a perfect foil to what – not perfect, but it's a very, very – good foil to what's going on in the country and what has gone on in the country forever.
And it sure as hell is, and I'm going to take a quick break, but I'm going to tell you this. We're going to go to John Luke McCord next, and then at 1:45, 150-ish, I'm going to read Francis T. Vincent Jr., the commissioner of baseball. Y'all know him as Faye Vincent. There's something that he wrote, and it's really, really struck me as, I think, earth-shattering, actually, and it's a perfect time to read it in this world. Don't touch that dial. Never forget MemphisFarmers.com on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and C.J. Hertz. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. How old is your water heater? With most of the water heaters in the Mid-South located in the attic, the worst day you can replace your water heater is one day too late. It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. Plus, these energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. Most 10-year-old water heaters were about 65% efficient when they were new, compared to a tankless water heater from Conway Services is up to 98% efficient. Plus, right now, get your tankless water heater from Conway Services for as low as $79 per month. Or I'll give you $300 for that old tanked water heater. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. And with over 8,000 5-star reviews, you know Google guaranteed Conway Services will be providing that award-winning service every time. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Family Leisure's here to make staying at home more enjoyable for you and your family this summer. Complete pool packages starting at $15.99. 24-foot pools only $19.99. 4-person spas starting at $19.99. Swim spas starting at under $10,000. We are offering contactless purchasing, deliveries, and curbside pickup. Give us a call to schedule an appointment or to place an order. Stay safe with Family Leisure.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to MemphisFarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at MemphisFarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next
Whiskey bar.
Oh, don't ask why.
How? Don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar. Let me tell you something, man. Ian Desmond's looking forward. Fred Van Fleet. A lot of ball players are freaking out, but you can't go there in many places. There's a lot of hot spots. COVID is real, people. There are things going on. I'm just going to tell you right now, during the break, I was sitting there just chilling like a villain, not doing anything, okay? I literally wasn't doing anything. On my phone, it dropped up, and Dr. Fauci, everybody knows him. Do you know what he said? The U.S. could see 100,000 new COVID cases, 19 per day. Per day. If we don't make a turnaround starting now. And then you know what it says at the bottom?
Did you see that Arizona?
He's talking about now, not tomorrow, not the next day. He's saying we're getting 100,000 new COVID cases and we haven't hit the second curve, yo. And again, I've already said this. Just wear a damn mask. If you want sports, social distance, wash your damn hands. He's a damn doctor. I'm not. I'm reading what he said.
Arizona's been struggling. Did you see that
Getting
they stepped back into phase one? They have closed all of their gyms. So think about what that means for those college football programs, Arizona and Arizona State.
Let me tell you what it means.
Like what?
They're dead. Like, I hate to say it, Pac-12 is in so much trouble now, brother.
They were supposed to
So is
start.
the Big 12.
Get this. They were supposed to start mandatory workouts July 6th, and they have just now closed down everything in Arizona on June 30th. Tomorrow's July.
Yeah,
tomorrow's.
By the way, and that's the other thing I wanted to remind people. July 4th is this Saturday, Independence Day. You know that, right? Like, we're rocking and firing this Saturday. Little July 4th action. You know what that means, right? We were talking about baseball being on at July 4th. We were talking about basketball starting earlier in July 4th. Everything's been pushed back. They've also pushed back the very start of the Canton, Ohio, the Hall of Fame game, the Cowboys, the Steelers. Not a happening, yo. So wake up, realize if we don't do our part, we're going to lose everything in sports that we want. Now, I also got to talk about the power of sports, and Mississippi is one of those states that's shown the power of players, the power of what sports can do, and the power of bringing change. One of the reasons I disagreed with Fred Van Fleet in NBA, but one of the reasons I agreed with Ian Desmond in Major League Baseball is because of what baseball's fundamentally not done, is where the NBA is constantly working towards this agenda. Now, I want to bring up at Kylan Hill. I want to bring up what's going down in that great state of Mississippi, right here below Tennessee and WHBQ. John Luke, how's life treating you, my friend?
Man, I'm really, really well. I'm glad to be talking to you guys today. What's up?
Man, I'm so glad to talk to you myself, by the way. I really need to know this, and this is something that me and you talk about everything that goes on in sports. You live in Mississippi. What honestly does it mean to you? And I'm not talking about just as a journalist, because, by the way, he's the digital editor at the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. You can follow him at JL Grinding on Twitter. But what I'm saying is, as a journalist, a play-by-play, a broadcaster, a guy who studied journalism and now looks at his state, and they've made this change. Kylan Hill stood up. A lot of people are trying not to give this young man credit. I just want to know to you, what does that mean?
For somebody like Kylan Hill to come out and make that statement, look, and Kylan's a guy that he's chimed in on issues since he's had a platform as a recruit coming out of this state here in Northeast Mississippi from Columbus. He's always been well-spoken, and I think that he kind of built his reputation for himself of, chiming in on issues like that. And so, not to say that coming from Kylan, it was completely unexpected. It was expected. I think that sort of, if you look at the total role athletics played in getting this state to move forward quickly, more importantly, to alleviate some of the rules that stood over them being able to make a quick move on the flag. I think sports, again, played a huge role. I think that started with the SEC and NCAA, but I think for somebody like Kylan Hill to come out and really just fully launch a debate, because at this point, you've got people here in Mississippi who are really holding tight to a lot of things and saying, hey, the SEC, the NCAA is not going to come in on me. But when it's one of your guys saying, I'm not going to play, I'm not going to help this team win games, you know exactly what boat you guys will be in without me this year. It obviously sent huge waves. I think more than the impact it carried, though, just a big shout out to Kylan Hill for the bravery, because we always talk about the aftermath, the before math that he had to calculate in his head about, doing something like that, I think is what's really impressive and should be touted here.
Can I ask you something? And this is a horrible question to ask, because it just feels wrong almost to bring it up. But Kylan Hill, you know what he's done over his career, right? You know what he's meant. But he has never once played for Mike Leach. Sent out that noose earlier and might not have understood exactly the ramifications. Has Kylan Hill taken more attention away from Mike Leach's mistake than anybody could ever imagine? Mike Leach was over there popping Lane Kiffin's face mask. Like, he feels in a different world now. He's off of everything. He's supported Kylan Hill the entire way. Paul Feinbaum has credited Coach Leach, Kylan Hill for what they've done. And again, we've had a 36-14 vote. I still couldn't believe there was 14 votes against. But the fact that you know what I mean? The resolution cleared the Senate. We've already had Tate Reeves come out and said he's not going to veto it. It's an impressive move by a young man. But I hate to be this person. Did he also save his coach?
In fact, Johnny, I want to say that you might be onto something, the more intriguing point, more intriguing storyline here, actually, because I think more than, and again, I want to say again, Kylan Hill was very brave in putting that out and strongly worded message, but a lot of things were in motion at that point. There were a lot of players beneath the surface, and the rumors were strong there that it was going to be players at Ole Miss and Mississippi State following Kylan Hill's footsteps. He just said it publicly, but I think what you stated there could be the bigger point, because let's look at this a little deeper. Not only is Mike Leach still feeling some of the remnants of that tweet from earlier this year, but it's really a total thing here since he's been to Mississippi State. I think everyone was kind of in real time watching Mike Leach sort of misread the room and sort of do a few quirky things. And look, I'll tell you, a lot of people don't think a lot of the Mississippi State and Ole Miss football programs outside of the state. Within this state, it means a lot. And it's a weird thing to say, hey, our coach is acting quirky and we're upset, we're cranky about it. But that's how minute this thing gets. Dan Mullen did such a great job there.
This is what I want to ask you real quick. I got to interrupt you because you're hitting everything on point. This is what I'm talking about, John Luke. Like, Mike Leach went from the one person that I hate to use, and I'm not going to use that word, but Mike Leach was ready to get smacked down in Mississippi, if you know what I'm saying. You had Lane Kiffin, who was living on top. He's like, ha, Leach, you messed up.
Marching with players.
Players. Kylan Hill comes out and does what he does. Now they're down at the Senate. They get everything changed. And then all of a sudden, everything for Mississippi, like Mississippi State and Mike Leach, has completely gone flip upside down. It's, again, I am absolutely I keep looking at this, and I am shocked about how fast a person could go from basically the one that is on basically the stakes. He's laying like Mike Leach was getting burned at the stake. And then all of a sudden, he's down in the Senate, popping Lane Kiffin's face. Kylan Hill's changing the flag of their state. It's a Mississippi State football player that he supported. How different did that change the entire, everything in Starkville?
Yeah. And you got to remember, I think this, we're not done seeing this connection and this dynamic with Kylan Hill. I mean, that's a guy that a lot of people assumed he was headed for the NFL after a great junior season. Then a coaching change happens. It looks even more sure that he will leave, and he decides to stay. That helped give Mike Leach a lot of credit, at least looking towards the roster for next year early on. And now to have Kylan Hill, again, you mentioned it, take some of the heat from the people who are with this resolution and some people who are against it. You know, the Mississippi State fans that represent both groups there, he took the pressure off of Mike Leach there. I think you make an absolutely fantastic point. And frankly, you look at the way the season can unfold. Again, I think we're not done seeing Kylan Hill do this for Mike Leach. I think he's going to have to make a lot of plays on the field this year to help that team too. Yeah.
Have you thought about the Faith Hill, Mike Leach, Kermit Davis photo? Like, Lane Kiffin wasn't in that. You know, that's an Ole Miss type photo. And this is the other thing that I was going to bring up, and this is where I wanted to end this before I got off of it. So you have not even Lane in that photo. It's Leach, it's Dermot Davis, it's Faith Hill. And I hate to say this, I don't know the Congress or Senate man in there. I really don't. I mean, that's just the way it is. I know the stars, but this is the other thing I was going to ask you. Dan Wolken dropped the bomb on the Rebels changing their name as Rebels. How fast, again, did it go from Mike Leach and what happened? And even with Bubba Wallace, it didn't even come back as much as you thought it would because of Kylan Hill. And they still, when Dan Wolken talking about the Rebels having to do the change, when the Rebels in 97 were the first to ban the Confederate flag. And I just find that almost shocking how it is that you could do almost a PR magical twist by one running back doing what he did. And it's honestly one of the best jobs I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, and look, another thing too is look, Kylan Hill, I mentioned sort of, building the platform, even since he was a recruit. He's from this state. That means a lot. We had a story on our website today in print about Deuce McAllister sort of talking about the same thing, sort of talking about,
DMC.
Hey, that's right. And, and the thing is, he mentioned that there were things he wanted to say as a African American player in the late 90s. There were things they took to the administration as players and coaches, about Confederate battle flags and such being in the stadium. They banned sticks. They eliminated that problem. But there were stands that Deuce McAllister and players of yesteryear at Ole Miss and Mississippi State from this state, played college football in this state, that probably wanted to say things in the past. So that's another element of this, is just from Kylan Hill. A lot of history brought forth with that statement too. A lot of other voices echoing from the past and what he said. And so I think, you look at historically how deep this is cut, how much it, obviously helped Mike Leach get off the
I think it saved his keister. I really do. I think it saved his keister. I really think Mike Leach got saved by Kylan Hill.
Until the games are there to be won.
That's true.
Certainly
until the games. Right now, he is completely, he is, again, popping Lane's face mask. He's living life. He's down at the Senate. Mike's cool. Mike's happy as can be. But here's what I want to ask you. Football. Right now, do you believe with what you've seen lately with the NBA, Major League Baseball, stuff you read from Fred VanVleet, stuff you've read from, of course, Ian Desmond, finding players who are not going to do this. Do you believe right now that the young men, and again, I know about the death rate, but I also know about how fast this jun is spreading. And Dr. Fauci came out there and said, if we don't chill out, 100,000 people have gotten it today. 100,000 people is going to start to be the new norm. That would be a nightmare for this country. They're talking about in the NFL having 50% stadiums still, which is wild to me. I'm going to ask you truly, college football without fans is going to be wild, number one. It's very important that they have them. But right now, if they can't practice and you're seeing that's all that's going on, do you have any clue what these teams are going to do, honestly?
I really don't. I really don't. Because, look, here's the deal. You've got a mix of this out there. How differently have teams and programs planned for this? And so that's also going to determine how they react, how they react when breakouts happen and things like that. And then, look, the politics are getting involved. Look, we've seen it with Mike Gundy. College football coaches are human. They buy in. They subscribe to some some extent of politics or partisanship. And so, look, all this influences what you guys were talking about before I came on. State laws are going to influence this. And so that's one reason I think that a college football season, if we get one, is going to be massively incomplete, because there are going to be certain teams that are placed on restrictions, whether it be playing games or leaving their state, things like that, that are just not going to allow them to get some of the games in. And so I think that's what it's really going to come down to. I think at one point this was looking very regional, and with numbers it still could remain that way. But I think state to state, we're going to have to see how things play out. Frankly, you talk about these other sports, we're going to have to see how those play out. And so I think at the very least, you probably got to wait and see some football played before college football gets out there and does it, right? I mean, I'm not talking about practice or camp or anything like that, but at some point you got to see it done successfully before you want to follow out there and get out there and take that liability. And I think to some extent, some teams are just going to call it quits from the beginning or before it even gets started because of state laws and such.
And John, Luke, I could talk to you all day about sports, but I really want to see Florida and Georgia and Tennessee and South Carolina and Kentucky and Missouri and Vanderbilt out in the East battle it out, because I really don't know if Trask is the man. I don't know if Georgia and Kirby Smart, just the fact that they've been recruiting the number one or the best. Jeremy Pruitt might be doing something in Tennessee. Kentucky is always surprising the hell out of everybody. You look in the West, Alabama, the best is the best. They got LSU who did it last year, baller shot caller. They lost their quarterback. We want to see what A&M's going to do with finally Fisher, his quarterback, Kellen Mond. It's time, or it's, time to shut up. Bo Nix is supposed to be a baller. Ole Miss, State, Auburn, all these things I want to see. But damn it, I also don't want to put these young men, and I would love to be selfish and an a-hole, but I don't want to put them in danger when we could maybe just postpone it and maybe have to do it another year. But anyway, we're going to talk about this stuff and more. John Luke, I appreciate you more than anything. At JL Grindin, check him out, and he always raps with me on Tuesday. John Luke, be good, all right, brother?
Y'all too, man. Have a good one.
That's my good buddy, JL. Now, listen, I'm going to talk to you in two shakes of a lamb's tail, but I got to remind you, MemphisFarmers.com. That's right. Chad Gatlin, auto, home, life, business, whatever you can think of, especially life. With 41 million people losing their jobs, think of life insurance, because I know most people have it just with their work. Check him out. He is honest. He's ethical. He is the man. MemphisFarmers.com. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The big hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text BICEP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BICEP to 42424. That's BICEP to 42424.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with your really good friend Johnny Radio as I chill in the Family Leisure Studios. Remember, we're live. Sports 56 on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. And don't forget, we're looking beautiful in the Family Leisure Studios and Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. And I will tell you, I call them the adult Toys R Us.
Say toy boat 3 times fast.
No, I can't do it. You know it. Did I give that to you?
No.
No, you knew that one forever too?
No, I know that one.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. I can't do it. But anyway, Family Leisure at 2120. I call them the adult Toys R Us because if you want a complete pool package, they're starting at $15.99. If you want to get your summer started right, if you want to get like a new swing set, if you want to get anything, they deliver it. They'll have you pick it up at your curbside. They'll install it if you need to. They do everything. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. But it is time because on Sports 56 Happy Hour, in the very first segment, we really got in kind of deep with Michigan State. We talked about Fred VanVleet. We talked about Ian Desmond and Ryan Zimmerman and John Ross and all these players who aren't going to go play. I believe I told you about Dr. Fauci coming out and saying that, we're having 100,000 new COVID-19 cases per day.
We have some texts also as well saying Fauci's a politician. If you believe him, you're crazy.
Dude,
he
that's
said
from
don't
John
wear a mask
Hopkins.
at first. He's a liar. Okay, and the only thing I have to say is this. If you're not listening to him, like, who are you listening to? Because don't listen to yourself. Because if you're listening to yourself, that's probably not a good move.
And again, I'm not going to bring up people or throw people under the bus. I know people who have it. I know a lot of people, sadly, who have it. Like, unfortunately, way too many. But anyway, I didn't want to come in here, and I'm not here to talk about COVID-19 necessarily. I am here to bring up we talked about Ian Desmond, and I sent to Gabe Kuhn an article, and Ian Desmond at first not playing baseball when I want baseball so selfishly almost agitated me before I even read one bit. But in the sporting news, they did one of the best articles I've ever read. And after reading what Ian Desmond said, it made me go back and think about something that I read a long time ago from Troy Vincent. And this might take a minute. I might run a second long, but that's just life. By the way, Francis T. Vincent Jr., Commissioner of Baseball back in the day, he said, baseball teaches us, or has taught most of us, how to deal with failure. We learn at a very, very young age that failure is the norm. And in baseball, and precisely because we have failed, we hold in high regard those who have failed less often. Those who hit safely in 1 out of 3 chances become star players. I also find it fascinating that baseball alone, in sport, consider errors to be part of the game, part of its rigorous truth. He goes on, and I found in a book that I read of his, and says that the spirituality of imperfection is baseball. It's also thousands of years old. Not the game, but spirituality. And yet it's timeless, eternal, and ongoing. It is considered and concerned with what in the human being is irrevocable and immutable, the essential imperfection, the basic inherent flaws of being human. Errors, of course, are part of the game. They are also part of our truth as being human. To deny our errors is to deny ourselves, for to be human is to be imperfect. Somehow error-prone is to be human. It's to ask an unanswerable question, but persist in asking them, to be broken and ache for wholeness, to hurt and try to find a way to heal. Through the hurt, to be human is to embody a paradox. For according to the ancient, we are less than gods, more than beasts, yet somehow both. We are not everything, but neither are we nothing. Troy Vincent. And I got to say, that is about, I don't know. You look at the times that we're in, and I know he's not the commissioner today, and I don't know if what to say about his words. But I will say, the commissioner of baseball, back in the day, he wasn't even there all that long. But he was a pretty good dude. And I don't know. Interesting. Fay Vincent. What a man. Anyway, I just got to say, if you look at the words that he wrote back then, it's just, how weird is that you see somebody that can write something 30 years ago and it be like it just now makes sense. You know what I mean by that? Does that even make sense to you?
The fact that something is said and then understood later because they were sort of on a higher level of thinking at that moment.
Maybe that's true. Fay Vincent was only the commissioner of baseball from 1989 to 1992. Did you think about that? And the words that he wrote, I don't know if they even made sense to a lot of people back then. It was nice to sit there and say, oh, yeah, we're human. We are to err. But if you look at today, don't his words, like, have you seen Rob Manfred write or say anything that, like, is Fay Vincent-esque? Like, his book, I'm sorry. I just got to give him a little bit of love. But coming up next, you know where we're going to switch gears to? It is time to talk about the NFL. And oh my goodness, we got a whole lot to talk about. And Hardwoods, because dadgummit, it feels so damn good. Never forget this, MemphisFarmers.com. My good friend Chad Gatlin. This is Sports 56, your favorite place, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
The Home Depot is cooking up new ways to start summer here and bring summer home. From online ordering to free delivery and convenient store pickup, we're helping make sure taking care of your summer projects is a breeze. And summer savings on all your favorite brands make things even easier. So freshen up the deck, fire up the grill. Summer's here, and it's as close as your own backyard. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Ready to take on that painting project? Ask Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.94 June 19th through 30th. With 30% off our exceptional paints and stains, you can give some color love to your bathroom, living room, or every room in your home. Shop in store or order online for curbside pickup. Retail sales only, some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to memphisfarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive? Take the car for a couple of days if you want. Streamlined buying process. You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar. Take it into Mississippi. The first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
You can get podcasts of all our daily shows and all of our biggest interviews delivered right to your inbox just by signing up at sports56whpq.com. It's the best way to stay informed on what's going on in sports, and it's brought to you by Surfacapes Concrete Floors. Garage, restaurants, office, retail, and industrial floors, Surfacapes does them all, as well as pool decks. Call 901-888-5000 or go to surfacapes.com. Get full shows and the best interviews from Sports 56 delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up at sports56whpq.com.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead.
You don't head back to Tennessee, Ted. Welcome back into a little Johnny Radios. Well, Gabe Coons. And, of course, Sports 56 Happy Hour. We're all here for you. We're going to rock. We're going to fire. We're going to let things go. We're going to talk a little bit of NFL. We're going to talk a little college sports. We're going to talk all kinds of stuff also in the Vegas aspect. Because I'm kind of fired up about some odds that I saw. And they have to do with basketball and, of course, our Memphis Grizzlies. Also got to bring up Ja Morant. We got Hardenwood because it feels so dead-gum good. And we're going to do all this before we hand everything over to Sports Time on Sports 56. But, by the way, I got to say, Wolo, he'll be out. So we got Drew Barrett and our very good friend Brett Norsworthy. They're going to drive you home from 3 to 6. But right now, we're about to rock and fire. Hit us up at 67129. That is the text line. And always remember, you can check us out on Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Now, Mr. Gabe Kuhn, I got to bring up before I get into the, well, I guess the meat is what we would call it, the meat of the situation. You know what I'm talking about? Like the main things. Can I do something kind of stupid?
How stupid?
Can I just tell you a couple things real quick about baseball? Because I did a lot of baseball in the first half, and I know if I spend any more time on baseball, I'm going to lose them. So I just want to do one of my favorite things. Have you seen Tim Kirchin? I don't do it every day, but I read it every single day religiously. And because it has to do with Sandy Koufax, it's one of those that I just kind of wanted to mention. And do you read Tim Kirchin on this day at all?
No.
Oh, not at all. Damn.
No.
Dude.
No.
Like, you're real? Like, really? You're not into MLB Network? Do you know who Heidi and?
Yeah, I know all the personalities. I know Tim Kirkjian, obviously on ESPN. I know all of these people. I don't watch it normally, I would say.
Okay. All right. Well,
is that like your network of choice?
Do I hit 7, 8, 9 more times than any other number? Yes. I go 855 second, and everybody that now knows I probably got Comcast, but yeah, that's MLB, then NFL Network, and ESPN. Then I go to NFL Network, is just right below, and then you hit down. But I love Am Singer, Scott Braun. But the whole thing that I wanted to ask you is, you do know, I don't care about like DeRosa or anything. I'm talking about like Heidi Watney. Have you seen the they take the Fox, like Kelly Nash and Heidi Watney? I call it the Fox News approach. Like, we just get the hottest ladies on the planet and put them on television. Doesn't that work? Isn't that what MLB Network's done?
Is that what Fox News does?
That's what I thought. And by the way, that just sounds like Ian Desmond and what he put out in his thing. Very sexist and all kinds of things. But anyway, as a joke, I was trying to be funny, but I guess it didn't catch on. But I want to say this. Cy Young. Not Cy Young. Man who won the Cy Young, basically straight up. It's unbelievable. 3 Cy Young awards right there. He went 97 and 27, 3 straight years. Retired at 30 years old because of an arm injury. Was the youngest player ever elected into the Hall of Fame, and I'm talking about Sandy Koufax. The last 5 seasons of his career were so ridiculous it's not even funny. And his final 2 seasons, he won the pitching triple crown his last 2 years. He had the lowest ERA, the most strikeouts, and of course the fewest walks. Now let me tell you something. He also threw 27 complete games in each season. He threw 54 complete games his last 2 years. That is absolutely ridiculous, and this is something that nobody will ever do. He struck out 300 more batters in a season than he walked. He had 382 strikeouts, 71 walks. Sandy Koufax. And I'm going to tell you something. Do you know who Don Drysdale is?
Yep.
Well, Don Drysdale, my man won, 300 games? Said Sandy Koufax was the greatest pitcher, period. And then, you know what Willie Stargell said? Hitting Sandy Koufax was like drinking coffee with a fork. So, dude was the baller shot caller, and this is where I wanted to say this because we know Nolan Ryan is the only pitcher in baseball with more no-hitters. Sandy Koufax has 4 no-hitters. Koufax also threw a perfect game. But the thing is, nobody was ever better in the postseason. He pitched in 8 World Series games, started 7 of them, went 4-3 with a 0.95 ERA, 2 shutouts. He didn't get a win in one of them. He threw 57 innings, allowed 36 hits, 11 walks only, and struck out 61. And in 1963 against the almighty Yankees, he set the record for the most strikeouts in the World Series game with 15. So I just want to do a tip of the cap to Sandy Koufax and say, damn, you are a baller. Now, last but not least, for baseball, and then I'm going to get over here to the NFL. I want to ask 67129. We've been talking a lot about Mississippi. Do you know a lot about Mississippi State baseball?
Me?
Yeah.
A tad bit. They're good. I know that much.
Do you know, I guess, how do I say this? Do you know what made Mississippi State baseball?
Enlighten me.
There's this dude named Rafael Palmeiro and a guy named Will Clark, and they basically made college baseball. They were like thunder, lightning. They were everything frightening. They were bad to the bomb. What they did in Starkville was ridiculous. They made Bulldog baseball. They made SEC baseball, and I just wanted to bring this up as well because in 1955, Eddie Murray collected his 3,000th hit today. Now, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Rafael Palmeiro, and Alex Rodriguez, and of course now Albert Pujols, are the only members of the 3,000 hit, 500 home run club. Rafael Palmeiro got knocked out faster than anybody can say anything. Do you think that there's any chance that Rafael Palmeiro will ever make it to the Hall of Fame?
No. And the only reason I say that is he went out with no class.
Because of what he did in
Zero
Congress?
class.
I did not, and then right after he said I did not use steroids.
Doesn't that just throw a huge wrench in that whole conversation? Just of how the lack of class he had.
You know, it does and it doesn't. Listening to Mark Grace talk about how he was only worried about his, listen to other players talk about how they were all doing it. The fact that Bud Selig and all those players made so much money, Sosa, McGuire, they were bigger than life for a damn reason. They were jacked up on juice, yo. Barry Bonds was so upset in right field watching Sosa and McGuire, he got on the juice. He got rid of his little mustache and grew a gigantic head. You know? He was like Megamind. Then he was hitting home runs. And
hey, you see this head?
Yeah, you got.
This isn't. Hey, this thing's natural. This thing's God given.
But what I mean is like Palmeiro. Just so you understand, is he has a career 288 in his whole career. He has 3,020 hits, 569 home runs. And he has 1,835 RBI.
So the thing is,
that is just so damn sick. It's not even funny.
He could get in, but I don't know if it'll be.
Well, dude, they knocked
soon.
him out off the. Dude, they only gave him 11% in the first year, and he was out immediately.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Like, and it did come after, of course. Like Palmeiro looked worse
bad
than
timing.
Anybody. Palmeiro looks so damn bad. It's not even funny. I ain't gonna lie to you. Going up there and saying, "I did not use steroids." And then a week later, it's like, Palmeiro tests positive for human growth hormone and what a D-ball or whatever, DECA, whatever the heck they were taking. As what's his name? Bonds would say, the clear of the cream. But anyway, he was still a great baseball player. And I thought I loved Tim Kirchin, so I wanted to bring that up. But now it's time to bring up something I think that is absolutely crucial. And I want to know this from Gabe Kuhn because Gabe Kuhn, y'all know Gabe, right? He played football for the University of Memphis. He played under, he had a guy, Riley Ferguson, sticking his hand between his legs, getting the ball. You know what I mean? He also had Paxton Lynch doing the same damn thing. Now, I will say one thing. Go ahead.
Did your centers wear cups when you
I will tell you
ball?
one thing. They did, except for one time, and it ticked me off more than anything. That was not cool. Don't ever set those on my knuckles again.
Oh, see, but
that was so disrespectful.
It
was so disrespectful.
That's gross.
Yes, it was disgusting.
That's nasty.
Stuck my hand in there, and everybody thought everything was funny. Yeah, I was pissed. So you know what it's like being. Never mind. I don't even want to get there. You're gonna get me agitated. But no, I wanted to bring up the real deal Holyfield, and I want to ask you something. And I want to ask a true question of all of you. And I want everybody to think hard as hell because we look at right now Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. And we think to ourselves.
Tampa Bay. What's his Tampa? Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. We think about Tampa Bay. And we think about Tom Brady doing his thing, living in Jeter's house, got his beautiful children, his wife. His life is great. He's playing high school football. He's got Gronk. He's got Brait. He's got Mike Evans. He's got everything's going great, right? But his offensive line couldn't take care of Jameis Winston last year, could they?
Not really, but they're all right. I think
Now,
Jameis
you're gonna
Winston.
tell
Hey, come
me-
on, and also
Oh,
let's be fair. Jameis Winston is
He's
like
an interception.
they need to write a
prone-
30 for
listen,
30 about
hey,
him, right?
Hey, listen, you're right.
He didn't help himself.
Can I ask you though, in all honesty, this is where is Tristan Wirfs going to be the answer for the Buccaneers offensive line in 2020?
It'll help. It'll help certainly. I'm not saying he'll be like an immediately like all pro off top, but I think he could be a solid starter at right tackle or guard, whatever they decide to do with him.
Does he take Dotson or Smith's job?
Dotson for sure.
Dotson's done.
No, I'm not saying he's done.
He's going to be a backup.
The question becomes,
Ryan Jensen,
what is your depth? What does your depth look like? And that's the question with a lot of these things, especially on the O-line is, okay, if I have depth at right tackle, maybe I could bump my right tackle in to right guard and slide somebody else into right tackle. Or if I don't have enough depth at guard, I can move bodies around.
It just
that's the
scares
thing.
me to think about the fact that we're talking about, I don't know if Smith, Wirfs, or Dotson is going to be able to play the left side. And then somebody's going to play the right. I know that their interior is going to be Kappa, Jensen, and Marpet. You know who's going to be because they got two damn good guards and a decent
Donovan
center.
Smith has been a decent left tackle for quite a while. Like I'm not so worried about him. Like
Really?
that's all I'm saying. Like I think he's been doing it for
Wow.
quite a while at this point, and he's not bad. Now you have a bunch of guys in the middle: Ryan Jensen, Ali Marpet, and Alex Kappa, who are like younger guys, smaller,
they
but
aren't
they're
that
solid.
bad. They're pretty
solid,
I think.
Look, I'm not worried about their O-line. I don't think their O-line was ever a huge question. The only difference you had last year is you had Jameis Winston throwing pick after pick after pick
and
after
killing your
pick after
defense.
pick
You're
and
right.
destroying your
Yes,
defense.
he destroys your
So I
defense.
think
I understand.
I think that team without 30 picks from Jameis Winston, say he throws 19 or
They
20,
make
that's
the
a winning
playoffs with
record.
one other win, yeah.
That's a winning record.
All right, because here's what I want to ask you then. Because this is my question. It already feels like you almost answered it, and now I feel kind of stupid. But, like, do you really think that, like, I feel like I might be crazy. And don't get me wrong, I like Bruce Arians. I like him, okay? I just feel like you're going to think I'm crazy when I say this. I feel like Cam Newton has more of a chance to have, like, comeback player of the year, I guess I'm trying to say. I feel like he's going to have a better year. If he's healthy, I think he has a chance to have a better deadgum year than possibly Tom Brady.
Now, okay, let me just address this then for you.
And by the way, first, can I tell you something? He doesn't play Drew Brees. He doesn't play Matt
Okay,
Ryan.
I understand, and he's
times
in the
a year.
NFC or the AFC least. We get
against
that.
30
Now, question: what weapons does he have besides Julian Edelman? Who's he going to work through? Is he going to be the main
Harry.
guy? And Keel Harry, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Stop
Great,
it.
nice.
Hey, what if
nice?
Mohamed Sanu, didn't they pick him up last year?
Yeah,
He's older
and
than
he was
hell,
not
though.
good.
Yeah, he wasn't good.
Well, look,
oh, wait, hold on.
I'm
what about
sorry,
Antonio Brown? You watch.
I think
they
without-
picked up Cam Newton. You remember I said this. You watch. They got Sonny Michel. They got James White. They got Rex.
You think they're going to go
Burkhead.
back and get Antonio Brown?
I could see Bill Belichick.
I can't.
Dude, I can see it. They just picked up Cam Newton. I could see.
Well,
Bill
yeah,
Belichick.
Antonio Brown and Cam Newton are two completely different conversations.
Oh, I could see.
You
it,
can't
though.
like justify. Oh, they're going
All
to
right,
pick up
so can I
Antonio
ask you a
Brown. They
question?
just got Cam Newton.
Who has the better defense? It's a tough one, but I still think with Bill Belichick.
Well, Patriots.
Like when you have
Patriots.
Devin and Jason McCourty, you have
And it
Patrick
doesn't-
Chung, and you have Stephon Gilmore in the backfield.
Can
Woo.
Can I ask this question too? Does it really matter who they have on defense?
No, because they have Bill Belichick.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's like I think regardless of the situation, that defense is going to be fine. Like they're going to
Okay.
get the job done.
Can I ask you something? It feels like here's what I'm trying to get at. People are telling me that the Buffalo Bills are the dead gum Patriots competition for the AFC East, and this is where I just have to say to you, like, it's going to be hard to beat the Saints and Drew Brees. It's going to be hard to beat Matt Ryan and the dead gum Falcons. Listen, Carolina's going to be down, but they still got Christian Dan McCaffrey. I'm just saying, they got a rough schedule, Tampa Bay. They ain't playing no damn games. And I look at Bill Belichick and what Cam Newton's got, and they can run the ball out the frizz aim. You have Josh McDaniels, who's a great play caller. You can turn basically smaller, weaker weapons with Cam Newton because he did it with no wide receivers his whole career and a bunch of tight ends. And he had running backs. They got plenty of running backs. They got a great offensive line, and they play hella defense. And again, the Jets stink.
They do.
And
I can agree with that.
Let's just be honest when we talk about this. Who in your right mind, like, the Dolphins are horrible. I'm sorry. Tua doesn't have a damn chance. I'm sorry. Like, Adam Gase is not even coaching. He's coaching the Jets. And he looks like he's done more coke than he's done coaching. Like, the first time I saw him, his eyes were popping out of his head. Like, dude, he just did an 8-ball right before he came on stage. Dadgummit. I don't feel good about the Jets. I definitely don't feel good about Tua and the Dolphins. And I think the Buffalo Bills calling them the most complete team in the AFC East makes me chuckle. Do you know that they haven't done Jack since Jim Kelly?
Well, they were in the playoffs last year.
Dude, did they do
But anyways,
Jack?
all I'm trying to say is with that, like, you're talking about their division. And I think when you look at the rest of the schedule as far as the Buccaneers go, like, in their division, you realize that the Carolina Panthers are part of that division?
Yes, but
that's 2 easy wins right there.
Okay,
and then the rest of it, you have the Broncos, you have the Chargers, you have the Bears, you have the Raiders, the Giants. This is the Buccaneers schedule I'm reading.
Yeah, I know.
You have some cupcakes. You have the Lions. You have some cupcakes on your schedule that you're going to have no problem with. Like, and you can talk all you want about the divisions themselves,
dude.
But
I'm
sorry, the Buccaneers
against the Saints.
Okay, yeah,
absolutely.
The
Panthers.
Okay, easy.
That's after you play the Saints. That's a division game. The Broncos on the road. Then you play the Chargers, the Bears, who have Khalil Mack and a great team. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. The Raiders, who are supposed to be on an up and up. Now the Giants is a joke. The Saints, again, who I think are a hell of a team, play the Panthers right after that. Then you have to go and play the Rams, who are going to be damn good. And guess who you get to play out of the AFC? The Kansas City bleeping Chiefs. Then the Minnesota Vikings, the Atlanta Falcons, the Detroit Lions, and the Atlanta Falcons again to finish off the season. I am sorry. If you even think that is close to what Cam Newton has to go against.
Seahawks, Chiefs, Niners, Texans, Rams.
Yeah, I'm looking.
That's what, like, they have the Ravens. They have a bunch of people on their schedule.
They have the Dolphins,
and not to mention they lost a game last year to the Dolphins with Tom Brady. Do you think that they're going to be? You think they're going to be better without Tom Brady? Do you think the Patriots are going to be better without Tom Brady? I think that's the main question because last year their schedule could not have been more favorable.
No, I think this year they'll probably be better without Tom Brady. I think they're actually. I think this year's team a 43-year-old Tom Brady could do nothing but stand there and throw. They had no wide receivers to throw to. So how can you have an offense with no offensive line the offensive line got old. They had no wide receivers other than Julian Edelman. And Tom Brady, the only damn thing he can do is throw a football. He can't run.
And now the only difference is that you have Cam Newton.
Well, no. Yeah, and you add Cam Newton to Sony Michel, to Rex Burkhead, to James White, and you have a bunch of blocking. You're going to be able to run and play defense. And that style of a division, I think that Bill Belichick is going to do a great coaching job. And I'm going to tell you right now, the New England Patriots will finish first in the AFC
Okay,
East.
who finishes with a better record?
Wins, I think the New England Patriots. I'm sorry. I think listen, I love Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Last year, they have to play the Saints and the Falcons. Falcons were in the Super Bowl not too long ago. And I'm going to ask you a question. The Bucks were 7-9 last year. The Falcons were 7-9 last year. The Falcons got better. Tampa Bay just got a tackle, an old Gronkowski, and a new quarterback, and they can't even meet each other. When the Falcons have this thing called continuity, they've had, Julio Jones? They've had Matt Ryan forever and a decade. And then let's just not forget that, Drew Brees and that entire offense with Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, the best wide receiver possibly in football, they won 13 games last year and been robbed 2 years in a row. I just feel like going through the NFC South is murder. Going through the AFC East, Bill Belichick could do it again with Matt Castle. let alone Cam Newton was an NFL MVP. I'm sorry. I'll tell you right now, I'll place a wager on it. Anybody right now, Patriots have a better record than the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm just saying.
Hot
that's
take
my
of the
personal-
day. Hot take
Is
of the
that a-
day.
Is that really a hot
I
take?
mean, it's not ridiculous, but I don't know. I mean, we're just gonna have to sit back and watch on that one.
Last, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to leave you alone. Drew Brees twice, Aaron Rodgers once. The Bears defense, which is a complete bleep. You also have to play Patrick Mahomes. Then the Rams, who were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and Jared Goff. You have to play the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. Oh, don't forget about, I talked about some serious football. And then again, I go over to the AFC, and I love you, and I love what I guess the Bucks are. But dude, when you get Tua twice, when you get I literally think Bill Belichick could sleep to 12 wins. 12 wins is easy. I guarantee you. I think it's such an easy bet to take the AFC East and Cam Newton winning that division over Tom Brady winning the NFC South.
Friendly wager, you go over 11.5 for the Patriots this year? You want to do a friendly wager?
I'll do that.
Even money?
Actually, can I not just do them winning the NFC East?
No.
Over
the
Bucks?
AFC East?
I mean,
no.
the AFC East?
No, we're not going to do that because that AFC East
Because I don't think
stinks.
so. Okay, can I do the AFC East will be won by the Patriots and the NFC East will
But they'll
not be
they'll
won by the
probably
Bucks.
lose a game to the Dolphins just because that happens to the Patriots.
That is true. That is not even funny. They lost it last year right before the playoffs.
Remember the one they won where Kenyon Drake ran into the end zone and Gronk was playing deep
Dude,
safety?
that is very true. Dude, that was horrible. Gronk couldn't even move. But the one thing about it is like the Patriots get to play the Cardinals, who are going to suck, and the Chargers, who are going to suck, and they get to play the Dolphins twice, who suck, and they're saying that the Bills suck, and they get to play the Jets, who suck, and I'm looking at like their
Be fair to the
losses.
Bills. They don't suck.
Okay, that's okay.
Look,
here's what I'm just.
I don't
I'm
think
looking at
Josh Allen is the
strength of
answer. I'll say
schedule.
that.
Do you want to know what's so funny? The strength of schedule has number 1, the 49ers, number 2, the Seahawks, and then it has number 3, the Bills twice. And then after that, and I'm saying that's their toughest games, okay? Now, none of those, other than the 49ers, even rank higher than the top 4 teams that the Bucks are going to play. So that's what I'm trying to say is they are like the Bucks have a hella schedule. And damn, I'm late for a break because I could talk NFL football all day with you, Gabe. Sorry, but I'll be back in 2 shakes. I will remind you of this, and it is very, very, very deadgum important. It's called. Yes, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Who is that? That is a superhero. His name is Bill at I Buy Houses. We're going to Hardenwood. I can't do Hardenwood because I have to have a hero. I got to have somebody who makes sure I'm taken care of, you're taken care of, we're all taken care of. If you're on a peak, if you're in a valley, it don't matter. If you call 901-406-1101, bing, bang, boom, I guarantee I just sold your house, guaranteed to close in 5 days. And remember this. Any house, any area, as is. You can be in Southwind. You can be in South Memphis. You can be in Germantown. You can be in North Mississippi. You can be anywhere that you can hear my deadgum voice. You just call 901-406-1101 and I just sold your house. 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. This is Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines, Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Hardwood because dadgummit, it feels so good. But I got to also remind everybody in this whole wide world, go to eatcbq.com. That's Eat Central Barbecue. 4 locations, downtown, midtown, central. Let me tell you something. Central's the original. Some are out east. We got the new one on Poplar, and downtown is where I always go. Get the banana pudding. It'll make you very happy. But do me a quick favor. Eat Central Barbecue. Make yourself happy. Memphis is known for barbecue, and they are the best. And you know what the best is? Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Wowza. Whoa. Now, I'm going to ask you a little simple question, Mr. Gabe Kuhn. So, in the last 24 hours, have you noticed anything a little bit crazy that's gone around lately at all? Like...
Gone around?
Like, other
I know
than
the
COVID-19.
Okay.
Like 3 players.
Gone around.
New
Orleans
Orleans got 3 players tested positive or something like that. No, but have you know, I'm talking about like, when I say gone around, I'm talking basically like college gone around. Hooking up, maybe?
I have not caught wind of what you're talking about.
So you don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
What are you talking about?
We were talking about the NFL, were we not?
We were.
Who's the best running back in the National Football League?
It's arguable, but I'd have to say Zeke Elliott.
Okay, I was going to say Christian McCaffrey. And you know what? I think this actually wins my case. Christian McCaffrey was seen on a yacht. Do you know who he was with? Olivia Culpo.
Miss World, right?
Yeah. Can I just
Christian McCaffrey.
Can I just say why he's the number 1 running back in the world? Because he's the number 1 dude in the world. Like, I don't give a damn if you had a bunch of fried chicken, pounds of marijuana, all kinds of alcohol. If you gave me Christian McCaffrey and told me I had to work really hard, I had to have abs like him, but I got Olivia, I'm going Christian McCaffrey style. But now I need also you to give me afterburners and some talent and a lot of stuff. But wowzers, is Miss Universe it's
Miss Universe.
Yeah, it's Miss Universe.
Wow.
Now, if he's with Miss Universe,
is she from the U.S.?
Actually, can I tell you the truth? I honestly don't. She's Miss freaking Universe.
What's her name?
It's Olivia Culpo. In fact, I think she is from the United States, to be honest with you. But I know she is fine as can be. I don't know. Can I just tell you something? Can we just say she's Miss Universe and get back to the point? If you're a running back and you're the best running back on the planet, you did
Cranston,
what you did.
Rhode Island.
See, I told
where
you
all
she was
Miss
American.
Universes come from Cranston, Rhode Island.
I was right. She was
You
American.
can walk through that state, can't you?
Bro, you know, by the way, who he used to date, too. He used to date a SI swimsuit model. Did you know that? So my man broke up with a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, and the girl he starts dating after, like, could you imagine, like, if you broke up with a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, how devastated you'd be, honestly, Gabe? Like, because I know I would be devastated. I'd be like, no, I am so sorry. I love you. You're so beautiful. Here's what he does. He's like, snaps his finger, and all of a sudden,
Miss Universe shows up.
Miss Universe just shows up.
So this cements him as the best running back
Dude,
in the
he's
NFL.
the best running back on planet Earth. Like, he passed Sweetness, Walter Payton. He passed, like, Barry Sanders and all his moves. Like, nobody has moves like Christian McCaffrey. You don't date a SI model and then break up with her and then date Miss Universe and not be the best running back that ever lived on planet Earth. At least that's my opinion.
He is impressive, man.
Dude, that's the most impressive thing
He is
I
impressive.
have ever seen. Do you not think, wait, am I crazy? Do you know that Robert Kraft literally reached out and was like, hey, can you teach me a lesson or two? Sorry, that's
Is this like, it might be,
That's a low
it's
blow,
day
isn't
2
it?
in a row where you brought up Robert Kraft.
You know what?
It's 2
Cam
in a row.
Newton just got signed.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I
You
just
didn't say
feel-
Orchid Day Spa yet, though.
I should just think,
So-
that's what I was about to say. I'm just curious. Do you think Cam Newton took a smaller contract and Richard Sherman's complaining about how small the contract is? But Robert Kraft was like, yo, homie, lifetime, Orchid Day Spa, it's yours. We're going to keep that on the low. Do you think that's part of the package? I can see that.
Maybe. Hey, real quick, do you think Christian McCaffrey's former SI swimsuit model girlfriend's jealous?
Oh, hell yes. You know that she's
Yeah,
never
as
been
soon as she
jealous in her
sees
life.
that, yeah, she sees Miss Universe.
This is a
it's hard
Sports
not to be,
Illustrated-
right?
This is a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. She's never been jealous in her life, okay? And then all of a sudden she gets dumped by a running back, and she's thinking to herself, huh, I'll go date a Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever. And then you realize he has a dad bod. And you're like, ugh. And then you go date Johnny Depp, and you realize he's crazy and he's a lunatic. Ugh. Then you know what happens? You look over, and your former boyfriend, who's just this running back, was the best running back last year. And not only that, now he's dating Miss Universe. So let me tell you what that SI model feels like. A has-been. Is that wrong?
Hey, I brought it up.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if it's
believe
wrong.
it.
I think it might be a little true.
Now, can I ask you another thing since you brought up Zeke Elliott? Did I tell you about what Zeke Elliott said?
No.
So, Zeke Elliott talked to his attorney. Have you not heard about this, Frank Salonzo? He said this is very dead serious, and he's very upset. He said, we're extremely disappointed. This is from his attorney. We are extremely disappointed with the irresponsible journalism and willingness of Sports Illustrated and others to defame Mr. Elliott in an attempt to get readers to click on their website. Now, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, then you haven't clicked on it. Have you seen where it says when Zeke Elliott, and it has his name, and it says low-key fade, and then all of a sudden it says, he meant no booze, not weed. And it's like, whoop, whoop. Zeke talking about being too high on a live stream. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting here looking at this, and all of a sudden his lawyer comes out, and he's like, I can't believe how they put this out there on the stream, and they didn't run it past me. And I assume faded meant high on marijuana. I hope it does. And then I'm like, wait a second. You just said homie doesn't smoke marijuana. Now, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever heard the song Faded? Faded, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm faded, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
yo.
Tyga. Tyga sings
Dude,
it.
I thought that was like my man Kendrick Lamar. I think it's
You're about to
Lamar.
say Kendrick Malone, weren't you?
Lamar, I was gonna say Karl Malone because I've been thinking about him and Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, it almost came together. It sure did. But I think it was Kendrick Lamar. But yeah, he
No, it
talks
wasn't.
about-
It was Tyga.
It wasn't. It was
It
Tyga.
was 100%
Man,
Tyga.
that gummit.
Yeah.
See, you act like I don't know my rap game unless we talk 8-Ball and MJG. Now, or maybe a little 3-6 because I'm a Memphis guy. But I'm sitting here looking at this. Zeke Elliott's freaking out that he tested positive. Well, now it's coming out that a lot of people that he tested positive, by the way, do you know why they think he tested positive?
Was he at a party?
He was at a party getting what they call faded.
Kidding? Did he say this?
No, this
I was
is
faded at that party.
This is
last
in the
night.
Sports Illustrated article. It says Zeke Elliott was at a party where a lot of people were getting faded.
Does someone want to
And by the way,
come?
can I
Okay,
just say something?
copy editor, come
can I
on,
just
make
talk
him
to
use a better.
somebody? Yeah, can we use a different term
What?
on smoking a joint or
Faded.
smoking weed?
Getting
if you say faded,
he was inebriated. Say
Yeah.
he was
No, not
something that sounds
inebriated. You are
intelligent.
not
Something that
inebriated.
sounds
Can I just
intelligent,
tell you
though.
something? I read another article that said that you could actually drive better on pot. This was by the police. Yep.
The police
Yep.
wrote it up. That
I'm not
report.
talking about the police that do a song, but it was a police study.
the police did the report. They're the ones that got high and rode around. Oh yeah, you drive better high.
Don't stand so close to me. No, that's not what I'm talking about, dude. I'm talking about there was a police unit and they tested a bunch of potheads and they were tearing up they were driving all over the thing. Now they were going very slow, but they never knocked a cone over. They didn't hit a single cone. Now they were very slow.
They were all going about 10 miles an
but
hour.
they never hit a cone, so that was important. But I can't. Oh, I don't even know how I
Wait,
got
did
here.
they
I'm laughing
provide
so hard.
Did they provide the joints and then put them in a car?
Do you know what?
Seems
I
like a
wonder-
really bad
Can I ask you
experiment.
something? This would be one of the hardest.
You have
things
to have a
you
serious
ever-
liability
No,
waiver.
This is what I was getting ready to ask you something. How would you sign up for this? Could you ever imagine if you got a call and you're like, "Excuse me, we want you to do a police study. We're gonna have you smoke marijuana, ride with a police officer in the car, and he's going to take notes on how you drive." Now, I would feel like I'm being set up like a dog, wouldn't you? I would.
You show up,
to
you're like,
that sucker.
I'm here for the experiment, and they cuff you right
Dude,
off the spot.
Tyrone Biggums is the only dude that I know that would show up. Is this a free crack giveaway? But anyway, I don't even know where I'm coming from. I'm a goofball. I'm sorry. I love all of y'all. But again, Zeke Elliott, he said he wasn't high on weed. He said he wasn't.
He was
drunk.
faded.
He says he wasn't faded, and he doesn't want. And his attorney wants everybody to know one thing. He wasn't faded, damn it. Now, out of all the things that his attorney has upset is the fact that that people were saying he's faded. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you, you know how wearing a mask is a very, it seems like it's a polarizing issue, doesn't it?
It doesn't seem like it is.
Well, no, it's become almost a political issue, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
One side's like, no, and another side's like, yes, and one side's, this is fake. And another one's like, wear it, you idiot. And it's kind of funny. But have you seen Cam Newton and what he's done about his fighting COVID? Dude, he's got the most stylish mask I've ever seen in my entire life. Dude, you thought when he was hanging out with Driving Miss Daisy, or was that him when he was driving Miss Daisy? That was him driving Miss Daisy, right?
The one with the bonnet.
Regina
He wears a
Davis,
bonnet.
Yeah, he wears that bonnet. Dude, his mask, bro, I got 2 pictures right here of different masks that he's wearing. He paid high money for these things. These are COVID styling because it says Versace.
Ooh. Versace mask.
Let me tell you a little something,
Okay.
man. You know, if you're wearing a mask and it says Versace, what do you think that means? You think he dropped $100 on a mask?
I would bet more, actually, probably.
More?
Yeah, than 100. Versace?
Bro,
I'm going to look up right now. You know what?
It better be N90. What is it, N95 or something? It better as hell be 100%. You can tell me this thing protects me from mustard gas. You know what I'm saying? If I pay $100, I want the goggles. You know what? If I'm paying $100 for a mask, I want the one that Laramie Tunsil got. That's the one that I want.
I don't know if that's saving you from coronavirus, buddy.
Are you sure? I told you.
Oh,
a long time ago.
yep. Oh, I found it.
Oh,
no,
you
that's a
found
night
it?
mask.
Oh, it's a night mask?
See, I don't know if they have them like actual.
Dude, he
Versace.
probably made it himself.
They're like the fake one. I see one that's off-white for $197.
$197 bucks.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, he paid $100.
Oh, and here's the here's one.
Here's
one.
What's the
$150 for the Versace.
Now, does it block everything? And does it also get you faded? I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I can't stop laughing. COVID-19 has made 2020 crazy. I love every one of y'all. I love Hardwood. Everything feels so good. Hit me up at 67129. And always, I'm dead serious. Please always remember MemphisFarmers.com. I'm being dead serious. My friend Chad Gatlin, auto, home, life, business, no matter what it is, he loves you. He's got your back. And this is the most important thing. He's a straightforward, straight shooter, very personable person who's honest, ethical, and he's never going to sell you something you don't need. But if you need auto or home, business, motorcycle, recreation, umbrella, renter's insurance, which is very crucial. A lot of people don't realize about renter's insurance, and you can get as low as like $20 a month. But check out also the life insurance. Most people have it through work. We've seen 41.5 million people lose their jobs. Anyway, go to MemphisFarmers.com. MemphisFarmers.com. Can't speak sometimes, and then give him a call, and he can speak at 901-235-1176. That's right, call him, 901-235-1176 for my good buddy Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. This is Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Family Leisure's here to make staying at home more enjoyable for you and your family this summer. Complete pool packages starting at $15.99. 24-foot pools only $19.99. 4-person spas starting at $19.99. Swim spas starting at under $10,000. We are offering contactless purchasing, deliveries, and curbside pickup. Give us a call to schedule an appointment or to place an order. Stay safe with Family Leisure.
Restrictions may apply. Plans and costs for coverage may vary. Call Protect My Car for details.
These days, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a car, truck, or SUV made from $19.99 or higher, you could stop paying for car repairs. That's right. You might not have to pay a penny to have it repaired. Just dial star 1142 on your mobile phone now to see if you qualify. You must have an automobile made from $19.99 or higher, and all repairs for your engine, transmission, and much more can become a thing of the past. Dial star 1142 on your mobile phone today and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. That's right, total protection for your car and no more repair bills. Plus, free roadside assistance, free towing, free car rental, and free oil changes. Just dial star 1142 on your mobile phone now to see if your car qualifies. That's star 1142. Never pay for car repairs again. Just dial star 1142 on your mobile phone now. Dial star 1142.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to MemphisFarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at MemphisFarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy Holy Ghost and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. Nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I love you to death. I'm Johnny Radio. You know my good friend Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. You know me, Johnny Radio, at Johnny_Radio. And I got to tell you right now, man, we've been laughing. We've been having fun. I didn't know. What is it called? Crossfaded?
Yeah.
That means being drunk and high, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I assume what they meant by
I call that a
faded.
day that ends in Y. But anyway, I love these young kids today. It's hilarious. No, I'm just kidding. I really am just kidding. But I have to come out there and I have to bust some chops right now. I love talking with the young folks. I love laughing. But I also have to ask you a question. What the hell are the Nets going to do? Like, why are they going?
I have no idea, but
did you hear about DeAndre?
DeAndre Jordan is opt out. He opted out too.
Spencer Dinwiddie is opted out.
Kyrie and Durant can't play.
DeAndre
so
Jordan.
This
so
is.
Do
Listen
you
to
want
this.
to play for the Nets?
No, absolutely
Are
not.
you
They're
sure?
That's gonna be a G League All Star team.
Bro,
Is what it's gonna be.
I think we can make this
so
league.
Here's the thing: is
Who's
like
their best player?
Kevin
Wilson
Durant,
Chandler?
Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, DeAndre Jordan are their highest paid guys.
Oh, he's
three
out.
of
Wilson
the four.
Chandler's out.
Three of the but he's not as high paid. I'm saying like their four highest paid guys. Three of them are opted out already, and Spencer Dinwiddie said he could opt out because he has tested positive for COVID.
Oh no, he opted out today. I just read it. I was joking.
Wait, just officially?
Yeah, I just was reading it.
No way.
I was literally just joking, and it just popped up. Like I swear, I feel like sometimes I say things and they come true. Damn, that's crazy. Like who
From what
the
I
hell
see,
are they
hold
gonna
up,
play?
hold up.
Who's gonna play?
I don't think Spencer Dinwiddie has officially opted out.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. I said Wilson Chandler.
Oh, yeah, Wilson Chandler. Okay.
Oh, you did? Did I say Spencer?
Yeah, you said
Oh,
Spencer
I mean,
Dinwiddie.
I'm sorry. Wilson Chandler just popped over. He has opted out. Now, I mean, I don't know if they're going to miss his like 5 points and 4 rebounds. But again,
I think they'll miss Kyrie, DeAndre Jordan.
They're going to miss
everybody. And if Dinwiddie's not there, that's going to be that's trouble.
Wowzers. Now, Ja Morant found himself doing a little wowzers and a little backstepping, but I have to say I think he handled himself extremely well. But I want to mention this very much. Do you know what the odds to make the playoffs right now are in the Western Conference for the 8th seed, and I'm talking about the Grizzlies, the Pelicans, the Trailblazers, and the Kings. And we all know that the Pelicans, they got more people catching COVID. They got a little drama going on. Do you know that the Pelicans are plus 300, minus 350?
Wait, what? That's not the same
Pelicans?
thing. You just said two different ones.
So if you say yes, if they make the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes is plus 300.
I apologize. I would think that, yes, I would think educated gamblers would know this. I forgot.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
they make the 8th seed. Pelicans, who are behind the Grizzlies, plus 300. No, minus 350. Now, Trailblazers, plus 400, yes. Minus 500, no. So you got to like they're basically saying, Trailblazers, you ain't making this jack. Then when you get to the Kings, it's hilarious. Do you know what the Kings are to make it? Plus 1,100. To not make it, you got to drop $2,500 down to win a Hyundai. Kings, they're like
pretty safe.
They're like the Nets. Yeah, it's damn safe. But you want to know what the Grizzlies are? Minus 115, yes. No, plus 105. So basically, they're saying they're the only positive. Like you have to lay 350 to take the Pelicans, and no. You have to lay 500 Trailblazers, no. You got to lay 2,500 on the Kings. You get back $105 on a $100 bet for the Grizzlies. Now, the Grizzlies have a tough schedule. But also, you have to lay $115 to win $100 to take the Grizzlies. So basically, what I'm saying is, people are right now saying the Grizzlies are going to make this bad boy. Doesn't that make you kind of feel kind of good? Because when I see these odds in Vegas, that makes me feel real damn good. Now, last but not least, I did want to say this. Not last but not least, Ja Morant, he apologized. And if you don't know what he apologized for, you live in Memphis. The hell are you paying attention to? You know what I'm saying? He came out, he said some things about the police. And he came out, And he said, I want to first apologize for reposting something that didn't clearly and accurately convey what I wanted to share. My post was intended to focus on the bad cops who get away with the murder of unarmed black men and women, and those who continue to harass peaceful Black Lives Matter protesters. I know there are good cops. I know some, and a few are family. We need good cops to step up and make sure other cops are not abusing their power. I thought that was a nice apology, and I thought he ended it very well, and I thought he handled himself very professionally. And I got to say, proud of you, Ja. Good job. Now, one other thing I wanted to say that's going to freak you out. Do you know what happened on June 30th in 1998 today? Still a record. Sammy Sosa hit his 20th home run today. Only person to ever hit 20 home runs in a month. Period. How crazy is that? And again, Ryan Zimmerman, John Ross, Mike Leake, and Ian Desmond will not play baseball. We know about all kinds of stuff that's going on, but we're going to turn this thing over to Brett Norsworthy, that is, and, of course, Drew Barrett. But for me, Gabe Kuhn, we love you. We're going to have to say goodbye. We're going to tell you, we'll see you on the flip side. Peace!
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service.